Hi boys and girls, it's Miss Reynolds with B.O.R.E.D. Better Off Reading Every Day. I know we've been celebrating spring, but I really wanted to bring the flowers to you and show off Pinkalicious Flower Girl by Victoria Ken and the most special flower girl, All the Best Things About Being in a Wedding, illustrated by Linda Hill Griffith. Two great books about flowers and girls and pink and just beauty on its own. Pinkalicious Flower Girl. Mommy was on the phone. I saw her smile and heard her say something about a flower girl. I wondered to myself, what's a flower girl? My mind filled with pinkalicious, pink-tastic visions of flower girls. It was positively pinkerific. I wanted to be a flower girl. I was going to start making my outfit right away. I rounded up some useful supplies. My green tights were good for my stem. Then all I had to make were the perfect petals. I rounded up some useful supplies. My green tights were good for my stem. Then all I had to make were the perfect petals. Peter asked, "What are you doing?" I told him, "I'm a flower girl." "Wow," Peter said. "Can I be a flower boy?" "I want to be a tiger lily because it sounds ferocious." "I'm a fragrant rose," I said, squirting Mommy's perfume all over me. As soon as our outfits were done, Peter and I rushed out into the sunshine. Peter ran around yelling, "Look out, I'm a flower, I'm a tiger lily." I twirled around. "Look how delicate my petals are. Don't I smell rosalicious?" I said. "What are you doing? And what is that smell?" asked Daddy. I was surprised that he couldn't tell just by looking at us. Haven't you ever seen flower children before? I am a flower girl and Peter is a flower boy. Daddy chuckled. "Mommy will tell you later, but flower girls don't smell or look like flowers. They throw flowers." I was shocked. "Are you sure?" Daddy laughed. "Yes, it's true. Flower girls really throw flowers." Peter and I were stunned. I asked, "Why would flower girls throw flowers?" Peter shrugged, then started picking flowers and tossing them all over the lawn. I was completely confused. People throw balls and sometimes horseshoes and even tantrums. Why would anyone throw flowers? That just doesn't make sense, I said. Then it came to me. Maybe Daddy meant flower, not flowers. I shouted as I hurried into the kitchen. I don't get it, said Peter. I shrugged and said, neither do I. Throwing flour didn't make any more sense than throwing flowers, but it sure was fun. There was flour everywhere. It looked like there had been a blizzard inside the kitchen. Peter laughed. It's like having a snowball fight, but without the cold fingers. When Mommy walked into the kitchen, we both froze. She stared at us. She stared at the room. It was a mess. Mommy was speechless. Finally, she said, what are you doing? When I told her, Mommy laughed so hard her face turned pink. Then she explained what a flower girl is and told me I was going to be one very soon. My cousin wants you to be the flower girl at her wedding. Isn't that great? Being a flower girl was even better than I imagined. I was part of a wedding party, and I love parties. I got to wear a Pinkalicious dress, and I got to throw petals when the bride walked down the aisle. Peter got to be a ring bearer, which had nothing to do with bears. It means he got to carry the wedding rings. But the very best part was cake. Flower power forever. The end of Pinkalicious, Flower Girl. My favorite part in this book is when the dad comes out and he says, I was surprised that he couldn't tell just by looking at us. Haven't you ever seen flower children before? I am a flower girl and Peter is a flower boy. Daddy chuckled. Mommy will tell you later, but flower girls don't smell or look like flowers. They throw flowers. And our second book is The Most Special Flower Girl. Today is a very special day for Sophie. Aunt Sarah and her boyfriend Andrew have come for dinner. We have a surprise for you, Sophie, said Aunt Sarah after dessert. Sophie smiled. She loved surprises. Andrew and I are getting married, and we want you to be the flower girl at our wedding. Hooray, Sophie shouted. Can I, Mommy, please? Sure, Mommy said. Do you know what being a flower girl means, Sophie? Sophie wondered. She wasn't really sure. When Sophie's friend Emma was a flower girl, she held her little brother's hand and they walked down the aisle together. Her friend Abigail held a big ball of flower petals called palmetto. Her cousin Madison even rode down the aisle in a wagon. Being a flower girl is very important, Aunt Sarah explained. You'll be my special helper on my wedding day. You'll get to wear a beautiful dress and walk down the aisle during the ceremony. It's like being a princess for a day. Sophie was so excited to shop for her dress. There were so many pretty ones to choose from. Some were big and poofy and others were soft and silky. How about this one, Sophie? Aunt Sarah asked. Sophie tried it on and twirled around and around. Perfect. Sophie also got sparkly white shoes with a pretty buckle shaped like a flower. Every day Sophie looked at her beautiful outfit hanging in the closet. She could hardly wait for the chance to wear it. I know the feeling, Sophie. Sophie still had a lot of questions. What will I do the day of the wedding, Mommy? You will carry a pretty basket full of flower petals, and your job will be to scatter them down the aisle right before Aunt Sarah comes out. The night before the wedding, everybody got together to practice walking down the aisle. Try not to walk too quickly or too slowly, Mommy explained, and be sure to smile. Later, Aunt Sarah told Sophie about a special tradition. Sometimes, for good luck, brides like to wear something old, something new, something borrowed, and something blue. Aunt Sarah said, "For something old, I'm going to carry my grandmother's beautiful handkerchief." Andrew's nephew David was there too. David was going to be the ring bearer, another big job. You and David must remember to always be polite and patient and calm during the wedding, Mommy said. I know, Mommy, Sophie said. I'll be super duper good, and I'll be good too, said David. No yelling, no screaming, no playing in the mud. Wake up, Sophie. Today is the day. After a big, healthy breakfast, Mommy curled Sophie's hair and tied it back with some pretty purple ribbons to match her dress. It took a while to get ready, but when she finally looked in the mirror, Sophie looked like a real princess. I know the feeling, Sophie. Before the wedding started, Sophie, Aunt Sarah, and the bridesmaids posed for pictures. Sophie spotted a piece of pretty lace caught in the lilacs, but before she could grab it, she heard Aunt Sarah say, "Come along, ladies, it's time to walk down the aisle." As they walked into the church, Aunt Sarah said, "Wait, my handkerchief, it's gone. I must have lost it." Sophie was very worried, but then she had an idea. "I'll be right back," she told them. "Don't start without me." Sophie ran to the garden as fast as her new shoe could carry her. She picked up the lace handkerchief in the lilacs, then ran back to Aunt Sarah. "Oh," Aunt Sarah gasped when she saw Sophie. "You found it. You saved the day," Mommy said, and hugged her. "Now we're ready to walk down the aisle at last." Sophie was a little nervous, but she knew she could do it. When it was her turn, she took a deep breath and began to walk down the aisle, just like she'd practiced. When she was done, she sat down next to Mommy to watch the ceremony. Now that all the hard work was done, it was time to have the wedding reception, a big party where everyone celebrates the marriage. Aunt Sarah and Uncle Andrew joined all the guests in the big room with lots of tables and had special dances together. Sophie, you were a wonderful today. You saved the wedding with your quick thinking. I am so proud of you. I love you so much. Thank you for being the most special flower girl a bride could have. Sophie, you were so wonderful today. You saved the wedding with your quick thinking. I am so proud of you, and I love you so much. Thank you for being the most special flower girl a bride could have. The end of the most special flower girl. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, these were two beautiful books, and I wanted to read them because it is wedding season, where there'll be lots of brides and lots of picking out of flower girls. And I remember at my wedding, my flower girl was Amanda, and she was an absolutely beautiful little girl. She was my daughter's godmother's daughter, and she's actually a woman now, all grown up, since that was 18, 19 years ago. And she was the most spectacular flower girl, because I did get married on the island of Jamaica, and she wore a beautiful island dress with all of the island colors, and she was absolutely a great and soft and kind and very, very caring and fun flower girl, and I loved having her in my wedding. So if you end up being a flower girl in someone's wedding, just remember, it is a responsibility, yes it is, but as long as you are paying attention to what the bride and the groom and the family is saying and being on your best behavior, your beauty will automatically show, no matter what you're wearing. And you were chosen for a very, very specific reason. Somebody out there loved you and cared about you so much that they wanted you to be the flower girl or flower boy in their wedding. It is Miss Reynolds with B.O.R.E.D. Better Off Reading Every Day. My pleasure, boys and girls, to bring these two books to you. All about flowers, flower girl, spring, weddings, love, and of course, reading, which is what I'm here for. So what do you think? How do you like my flower girl dress? I know I'm not really a girl, I'm a woman, but this is my version of the flower girl dress. Can you see it? I hope you can see it. I'll turn around so you can see it. And there it is. That is my version of the most special flower girl and Pinkalicious flower girl. Boys and girls, have a great day, a great night, a great evening, a great morning, wherever you are. Let's be at our best, just like all of these beautiful flowers that are popping up all around the world and making our world an even more beautiful place than it already was. Bye.